Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, to the 58th Bill Rahm Invitational. Our past champions this year, returning, our 1971 champion, Ted Snyder. 1978, 1983, 1993, 2000 champion, and 1996 runner-up, Dean Shields. 1980 champion, Ed Monk, and he's sitting behind lane 1 and 2. Our 1981, 2011, and 2014 champion in 1978, 1997, 2010, 2013, 2018 runner-up, Mitch Long. 1982 and 1984 champion, 1980 and 1985 runner-up, Steve Shields. 1987 champion and son of the founder, Bill Rahm Jr. 1988 champion, 1983 runner-up, Terry Tuttle. 2010, 2013, 2022 champion, and 2015 and 2020 runner-up, Don McLaughlin. 2012 champion and 2019 runner-up, and our youngest and only father-son champion, Nathan Monk. And 2019 champion, Rick McWaters. And last but not least, 2020 and our defending champion, 2021 and 2022 runner-up, Mike Lear. At this time, we'd like to award the Harry Wells High Qualifier Trophy to Mike Lear. Okay, Bill Rahm Jr. would come up and do introductions, opening remarks.
Good afternoon. I want to thank everybody for coming out. We got a nice field this year. We've got 4 past champions, 2 runners-up, and 1 rookies. So it ought to be a pretty good tournament. Be a tough field. I see Fairchild holding his hand up. He's the only rookie. He made it last year, but he had to recline his spot because he was a coach of the girls' bowling team. So I'd like to thank the sponsors of the bowlers, everyone that took ads out in the program, WBCO, WQEL, Crawford County Now, A1 Printing for the programs that are back here, and you can take one free of charge, and Vassals for the shirts. We had a tough year this year. We lost 2 past champions, a 2-time runner-up, and we just lost Howard Steinman, who was one of the co-founders of Suburban Lanes. So Gary Auk was our 74 and 90 champion. Tim Allspaw was the 2004 champion. And Ty Long was the 84 and 88 runner-up. And Howard bowled in one of the first two, I'm not sure which one, of the Invitational. So it'll be a good field, and we're going to let Bill back here take over, and he'll get everybody started after we do our national anthem.
Everybody would stand and national anthem.
United States National Anthem by the United States Marine Band on Amazon Music. Thank you. We're supposed to have people from the city of Bucyrus to throw out the ball, but with the delayed opening, we were not able, didn't work into their schedule. So Gloria Huber has decided to go and throw out the first ball of the 58th Bill Ram Invitational.
Why's your face red?
Sean said he'd give you 1,000 if you throw a strike.
No pressure, Gloria. No pressure at all.
You got her, I'm making fun of you.
He's ready, set, go. Get her going. You
Ready, set, go.
Good job.
Okay. Will you give me a 7 on that one?
Can she pick it up?
Go ahead and shoot it.
Shoot it.
Go ahead, Gloria, shoot it. Well, see if you can make it anyhow. Just looks like Tuesday nights. Well, that's true.
Let's go, boss man.
Hey, Bill. We're still doing introductions. Okay, introductions of the bowlers. On lane 1 is Joe Metz. Joe is sponsored by LMC Landscaping. Joe is in his second invitational. He was born January 20th, 2000. Joe enters with a nice 213.62 average. In his previous invitational, Joe averaged 209.8 for 20 games. He has two 250 games, two 250 games with a high of 258. A high 3-game series of 717. Joe has a high 4-game series of 934. For his bowling career, Joe has 4 300s and a high series of 801. Please welcome Joe Metz. His opponent on lane 2 is Nathan Monk. Nathan is sponsored by Cycletech. Nathan was born on June 6, 1991, and in his 12th tournament. He comes in with a 213.04 average. Nathan was our 2012 and one of 3 left-handers to capture that title. He was the 2019 runner-up and 4th in 2011, 2018. For his prior 11 years, Nathan has averaged 226.94 for 166 games. He has 35 games of over 250 with a high of 297. Nathan has 14 series over 700 and has a high 3-game series of 810. He has 15 series over 900 and 6 series over 1,000 with a 1061 high. For lifetime highs, Nathan has 17 300 games and 10 series over 800 with a high series of 826. Please welcome Nathan Monk. On lane 3 is Brad Fairchild. Brad is sponsored by Shambaugh Restoration. Brad was born April 6, 1974, and he is our only rookie. He qualified last year but had to decline because of previous commitment. Brad qualified 5th with a fine 222.19 average. For his bowling career, Brad has 31 perfect games and 22 series over 853. Please welcome Brad Fairchild. Brad's opponent on lane 4 is Mitch Long. Mitch is sponsored by People Savings and Loan. Mitch was born July 29, 1958, and in his record 41st Invitational. Mitch was our 1981, 2011, and 2014 champion. He was runner-up in 1978, 1997, 2010, 2013, and 2018. Mitch was 3rd in 1992 and was 4th in 1977, 1985, 1998, 2000, 2002, 2007, and 2022.
Okay, you're good.
He has 16 top 4 finishes. In his previous 40 tourneys, Mitch has averaged 221.95 for 707 games. He has 107 games over 250, including 3 300s, 51 series over 700. Mitch has 3 series over 800 with an 806 high and 70 series over 900. He has 5 series over 1,000 with a high of 1028. For lifetime highs, Mitch has 25 300 games and 11 800 series with an 846 high. Whew, that's a mouthful. Please welcome Mitch Long. The opponent on lane 5 is Brock Likens. Brock is sponsored by Twisted Intention Motorsports. Brock is in his 5th Invitational. He is born January 5th, 1996. Brock is in our 2nd tournament and enters with a 224.21 average. His average 214.87 for 52 games. Brock has 6 games over 250 with a high game of 278, 2 series over 700, a high 3-game series of 758. Brock has 1 series over 900 with a high 4-game series of 1015. For his career, Brock has 4 300 games and a 796 high 3-game series. Please welcome Brock Likens. His opponent on lane 6 is Joe Powers. Joe is sponsored by Breezy's Pizza. Joe was born November 11th, 1981, and is in his 4th Invitational. Joe enters this year with a 213.64 average. For his Invitational career, he is at 214.03 average for 36 games. Joe has 2 games over 250 with a high of 277.3. game series of 723, and 2 series over 900 with a 4-game series of 971. For lifetime highs, he has 8 300 games and 4 series over 800 with a high of 846. Please welcome Joe Powers. On lane 7 is Charles Yancey. Charles is sponsored by AutoZone. Charles was born May 23rd, 1993, and in his second invitational. Charles enters this year with a 220.53 average. In his previous tournament, he averaged 193.83 for his 8 games. Charles has a high game of 227, a high 3-game series of 602, and a high 4-game series of 817. For lifetime highs, he has 17 perfect games and 2 800 series with a highest series of 824. Please welcome Charles Hansen. His opponent on lane 8 is Sean Ridgway. Sean is sponsored by Suburban Lanes. Sean was born September 9th, 1974, and in his 14th invitational. Sean and Tasha are the proprietors of Suburban Lanes. He has averaged 225.53 for 208 games and placed second in his 2001 appearance, third in 2019, and fourth in 2015. Sean is a 2-time winner of the Suburban Lanes Mixed Invitational. He qualified with a 219.3 average. Sean has 38 games over 250 with 2 300s in the same tournament. He has 20 series over 700 and 1 series over 800 with a fine 808. Sean has bowled 19 series over 900 and 6 series over 1,000 with a high of 1071. He's the only bowler to shoot 2 series over 1,000 on the same double shift day. For lifetime highs, Sean has 23 300 games and 9 series over 800 with a high series of 859. Please welcome Sean Ridgway. On lane 9 is Braden Bruner, and Braden is sponsored by Monk's Renovation. Braden is in his second invitational. He was born May 18th, 1998. Braden enters with a nice 217.93 average. For his tournament career, he has averaged 221.9 for 20 games. Braden has 3 games over 250 with a 279 high, 2 700 series with a 718 high, and 3 4-game series, 900 series with a 923 high. For his career, Braden has 2 perfect games and 3 800 series with a high series of 856. Please welcome Braden Bruner. His opponent on lane 10 is Todd Spurlock Jr. And Todd is sponsored by Clance Photography. Todd was born on May 10th, 2002, and in his third invitational. Todd made the field with a fine 218.15 average, and for his tournament career totals, Todd averaged 211.39 for 28 games. He has finished 4th last year and had to withdraw for his final match due to an injury. He has a high game of 300, which he shot last year. He has 4 games over 250, 3 games series of 700 with a 725 high, 3 series over 900 with a high 4-game series of 982. Todd is also a second-generation entrant, joining his father, Todd Spurlock Sr. For lifetime highs, Todd has 3 perfect games and a high series of 789. Please welcome Todd Spurlock Jr. On lane 11 is Bob Lear Jr., and Bob is sponsored by Harry's Repair at Steels. Bob is born June 5th, 1964, and in his third tournament. He has entered this year's invitational with a fine 225.2 average. For his invitational career, Bob has bowled 24 games and averaged 215.38. Bob has 4 games over 250 with a high game of 268, 2 series over 700 with a high 3-game series of 748, and a high 4-game series of 982. He is the brother of our defending champion, Mike Lear. He is our 8th set of brothers to bowl in the Invitational. For his lifetime highs, Bob has 17 300 games and a high series of 802. Please welcome Bob Lear Jr. His opponent on lane 12 is our defending champion, Mike Lear. And Mike is sponsored by Glen Hill Road Machinery Company. Mike was born November 21st, 1969, and he is in our 7th Invitational. Mike was our 2020 and defending champion, and 2021 and 2022 runner-up. He enters this year's Invitational as the high qualifier with a fine 226.21 average, beating out his brother, by the way. For his career, Mike has averaged 229.58 for 127 games. He has 36 games over 250 with a fine 300 game. Mike has 13 series over 700 with a high series of 811 with lifetime high. He has 17 series over 900 and 3 series over 1,000 with a high series of 1022. For lifetime highs, Mike has 18 300 games and 5 series over 800 with an 811 high. Please welcome Mike Lear. On lane 13 is Joel Butt, and Joel is sponsored by Al's Retro Alley. Joel is in his 12th Invitational. He was born May 31st, 1988. Joel finished third in 2020. He enters with a fine 220.86 average. Joe has averaged 213.99 for 144 games in his Invitational career. He has 17 games over 250 with a high game of 289. Joel has 6 series over 700 with a 750 high and 10 series over 900 with a high of 962. Joel's career stats include 23 300 games and 9 800 series with a lifetime high of 878. Please welcome Joel Butt. His opponent on lane 14 is Don McLaughlin, and Don is sponsored by Bucyrus Blades. Don was born September 5th, 1967, and in his 17th consecutive tournament. He enters this year with a superb 223.08 average. Don has averaged 230.84 for 300 games in his previous 16 tournaments. He is our 2010, 2013, and 2022 champion, and our 2015 and 2020 runner-up. Don was 4th in 2006 and 2011. He has 78 games over 250 with a 299 high. 35 series over 700. Don has an 812 series, which he bowled in 2019. He has 45 series over 900 and 5 series over 1,000 with the second highest tournament series of 1085. For lifetime highs, Don has 28 perfect games in a series of 800 of 848. Please welcome Don McLaughlin. On lane 15 is Dave Schock. Dave is sponsored by League Seekers. Dave was born September 14th, 1963, and in his 6th Invitational. Dave qualified with a fine 221.84 average. Dave was last year's runner-up. He finished 3rd in 2021 and 2022. For his Invitational career, he has averaged 230.06 for 97 games. Dave has 24 250 games with a fine 300 game, 7 series over 700 with a 772 high, and 10 series over 900. He has 5 series over 1,000 with a high series shot in last year's Invitational of 1036. For his career highs, he has 28 300 games, 16 series over 800 with an 816 high. Please welcome Dave Schock. His opponent on lane 16 is Jacob Derry. Jacob is sponsored by Committed Builders. Jacob is in his 2nd Invitational. He was born January 11th, 1980. Jacob entered this year with a nice 214.11 average. For his prior Invitational, he averaged 220.83 for 16 games. Jacob has a high game of 268, a high 3-game series of 684, and a high 4-game series of 921. For his career, he has a high game of 299 and a high series of 779. Please welcome Jacob Derry. And on lane 17 is our alternate. That's Terry Winch, and Terry is sponsored by E-Crane. Terry was born August 7th, 1964, and in his second time as our alternate. Terry was first alternate in 2012, and he missed qualifying with a 207.69 average. For his bowling career, Terry has 2 perfect games and a high series of 757. Please welcome Terry Winch. We'll turn the lanes on and give you guys about 10 minutes